What is up, guys? My name is Wenster. Welcome back to The Average Fighter. So today we got yet another great discussion video for you guys. But before we get into that, I want to talk about a couple of things with you, go over a couple of announcements. So first and foremost, guys, I'm so sorry that I have not been putting out a great amount of content. Usually I do about 2, maybe 3 videos a week. In all honesty, it was because of my lack of motivation. I haven't had a lot of motivation. I've been working on a couple of things outside of YouTube, such as like my personal life, my health, and really trying to level up my stream overall. So I'm working on a couple projects and also kind of brainstorming all the content that I want to put out. I'm sorry, guys, I am a one-man team right now. But again, thank you so much for your patience, guys. And if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure that you guys mash the subscribe button if you guys haven't. Make sure that you guys go follow me on all social media platforms. I'm going to put everything in the description box so you guys can check it out. Now, next, guys, as far as an announcement, we are going to another tournament that is going to be outside of Arizona, more so towards East Coast or Midwest, whatever you want to call it. We are going to Frosty Faustings 2019. That is going to be June 18th through the 19th. Guys, I'm so excited to go. I'm glad that I'm blessed with the capability of traveling a lot more than I did in the past. If you guys are gonna be at Frosty Faustings, let me know, guys, in the comments below. Come and say what up. I'll throw you up on the vlog because you know your boy finna be vlogging, and by then I'm gonna be having a very nice camera. So make sure that you guys say what's up if you guys see me there. Enough about that. Let's go over today's discussion. Now, this video has been something that I've been wanting to do for a while. Before we get into it, guys, remember, these are my personal opinions, thoughts, ideas. Everything just belongs to me, and this is how I see it. If you disagree, which is the point of the discussion video, that you make sure that you leave it down in the comment section below, because I would love to read that from you guys. But today's discussion is going to be more so understanding why you're losing in fighting games. Now, we all know in a competitive aspect, there's always going to be a loser and there's always going to be a winner. I think there's a great way to look at everything overall when it comes to losing, because in order to win, you got to lose, man. Trust me, I've been in the FGC for about 6 to 5 years now, but I've taken my fair share of L's. And they hurt, man, and you remember the L's more so than you ever do the W's. If you're trying to improve like I'm trying to, and if you guys have any thoughts and ideas that I might miss, make sure that you leave them in the comments below, guys. I want to check those out. But when you're looking at losing, in my personal opinion, there's a great way to look at it. Why and how did you lose? What did you gain from losing? How did you improve your overall game plan after you lost? After we discuss those topics, I'm definitely going to share some of my biggest L's that I've taken with you guys and how I personally improved from those. Now, let's jump straight into it on the why and the how. Now, as I was writing down notes for the video, I really try to put everything together from a starting point that could possibly branch into any other way to help you improve. And from there, I just pick and choose which ones, in my personal opinion, are the best to focus on when you try to improve. And I think one of those areas, or the main starting point, will always be the training room. How well are you going to utilize the training room to help you improve? That is by far one of the most important resources. And guys, I get it. No one likes to sit down for hours on end against the dummy at that, just practicing setups, combos, execution, etc., etc. And it's probably one of the hardest things, but I remember a long time ago, someone told me, hit the training room until you hate it, until you absolutely hate that thing. That's how you know you're utilizing it well, and that's gonna branch out into all our options today. Now that we got that out of the way, we understand our starting point. From there, I wanna branch off into what I think is one of the most important things, and that's mental state. How easy is it for you to get tilted? I don't wanna sit up here and be some sort of hypocrite, because trust me, things upset me in games. And I get tilted very easy, and that's something that I'm still working on. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I see people really get upset about. When someone gets hit with some shit that they've never seen or some random shit, they get upset. At that point in time, you're very easy to mix up, you're very easy to pressure, all your combos are gonna drop, everything and anything is gonna go against you, and everything and anything is gonna go for your opponent. So making sure that you don't get tilted is really, really important. try to familiarize yourself with the entire cast of your specific fighting game. One of the biggest things also is tiers will always play a factor in every fighting game. Some characters are just going to be inherently good. Having the ability to understand the capability of one character that is a top tier, using it as example, Magneto. If you understand how Magneto moves and how fluid he is with his mix-ups, you understand how top tier of a character he is. But if you're playing a low tier character, Phoenix Wright, you're not gonna have a great time because Magnetos are gonna always be able to pressure you from full screen, depending on team composition, of course. So having the knowledge and understanding of tiers will always help you improve. They are not to hold your team down. Now they do influence it, but by no means is it a, you know, a 1-0 matchup. At that point, you're really losing to the character more so than you're losing to the player. So familiarizing yourself, it all brings it right back to the training room. Understand how certain characters fare against yours if tiers play an extreme role like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now that brings me to my next point. Let's say EVO 2020, you're on the winner side of grand finals. You're sitting there playing your favorite game. A stadium full of 5,000-10,000 people are just watching you. Not just them, also the stream, couple 100,000. That amount of pressure I would not wish against my enemies. Now on the other hand, let's say you go to your first local and 5 people are watching you. That is a crazy amount of pressure. I remember when I first made it out to one of my first fighting game tournaments. I will never forget this. I do not remember your name, I'm sorry, but you played Spider-Man and Dr. Doom. And I was so nervous because that was my first tournament experience, and I've never entered a tournament for anything. Back in Marvel 3, the Has days, I remember I was so scared. I ended up winning that. That adrenaline, that fear of losing is a motivator. It motivated me to better myself, and utilizing that fear, the anxiety, the pressure, the adrenaline that's really coursing through your body is always going to help you level up, but you will slowly build a resistance to it and understand how to utilize it in tight situations. If it's grand finals EVO 2020 or grand finals at your local, there's still going to be a crazy amount of pressure on you to win. Use the adrenaline. Don't let it cloud your judgment or your thought process so you can have clarity. Now that brings me into my next point, optimizing. Utilizing the training room to its fullest potential and getting every drop of damage that you can is always going to be important. Let's say if you're fighting a character that you can't kill with a normal combo, you always have to optimize it so you can kill and be the most advantageous when it comes to meter building. And also, when you do optimize, the combos look extra spicy. If you ever watch Fizzy Cups, aka Reedman, he always optimizes every single combo. Has always motivated me to always optimize everything and anything. He's always taught me like, hey, you could optimize it this way, you could always do this. So making sure you squeeze out every bit of damage is extremely important, especially in tournament. You always have to make sure you kill a character, or making sure that you get the most optimal punish, etc, etc. Now that you've been putting your game plan piece by little piece, and you've been steadily improving, and you've got everything under control now, when are you going to show off what you got? When are you going to show off what you've been practicing for? When are you going to go to your local event? When are you going to go to that major you've been putting off for quite some time now? Improving comes with experience. And not only that, but you'll also be supporting the very game that you've been practicing so much for, that you love so much, that you've been putting all this time into. Unfortunately, there's always going to be a winner and there's always going to be a loser in competitive gaming. It's the natural law of things. But if you follow these rules and start to understand why you're losing, you're going to better your odds every single time. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying this is the definite way of how to get better, but I think this is definitely a start on improving yourself and understanding why you're losing. It's gonna happen. Sometimes you're gonna take a L so hard. I still have L's that they probably don't even care and probably don't ever remember about. But I hold that L so much because you remember the L's more so than you'll ever do the victories. Understanding that and supporting your game is gonna help you improve and helping you understand why you're losing. Again, guys, that's just my thoughts and opinions on the matter. If you feel like I missed something, or if you feel like I'm completely fucking wrong, let me know in the comments below, guys. I would love to check that out. Let me know. You might help me. You might help someone else reading the comments. That's what we're here for. We're here to discuss on how to improve and how to better understand why we're losing in fighting games. Now, throughout my FGC career, I have had many L's, but none of them stung more than the L that I took against Ryan LV at Undefeated of the Southwest. Many years ago when Ryan LV was using Magneto, Chun, and Phoenix. Ryan was dominating the scene as he always does. He beat their two best players when he started to come out, being Ruin and being Quackbot. At that point in time, I already had beaten Ruin in tournament and I have beaten Quackbot in tournament. They come here for Undefeated of the Southwest and me and Ryan LV run into each other in bracket. This is the first time I would ever have played him. Me and him go back and forth for the first 4 games, and we go 2 a pop, and we go to game 5. I'm trying to clutch out the win. I already had used X Factor. He has a literally chippable from anything Dark Phoenix with no X Factor, and I have a 5 stock super with Magneto. Anything would kill her, but I didn't. I didn't think of that option at the time, and he ends up winning me. Now, I'm probably gonna sound fucking crazy, but I think if I would have won that match, a lot of things would have been different. I would have had a lot of motivation to even go further than I did. At the time, I was behind Fizzy-Cups, Armando, and Nam. Ford was on and off of playing at the time. I really can't remember. But I've always been behind those 4 players. And there's been instances where I've bested those players. It really showed where I was because I always felt like I always was behind them. But if I came this close to beating their best player, I wasn't too far behind them. And I've always felt like that when it comes to the MVC3 back when I was playing it like every day, all the time. Now that I look back at it, I think that loss really has motivated me. A lot of the time I really didn't want to play anymore because I wasn't winning like my friends. They were dominating, they were getting top 8s and they were fucking getting top 3s at Evo, and I was on the brink of just quitting. When you're at that and you're losing all the time and not really getting the results that you want is a great motivator. I wanted to be the best Weskers or one of the best Weskers, and I think I really made my mark with the character. I've heard of time and time, you know, yo, you have a great Wesker, you have this and that, and I really took pride in that. And the L's can never outweigh that when I hear that praise, because I've worked really hard to being a great player. That very loss, Ryan LV probably never fucking thinks about. He's probably playing Call of Duty right now, you know, and doesn't remember the time that he almost lost to Wenster. And I think that loss have always pushed me to continue and go forward. If I was so close then, I'm so much more closer now. I take pride that I won a Marvel vs. Capcom event, and I've come this far. When you're on the brink of wanting to give up, you gotta remember why you've come this far to begin with. Thank you for sticking by while I was, you know, venting about the L. But again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to leave you with a couple questions. What are some of your personal motivators to getting better and understanding why you're losing? What are some of the L's that you took, be they big or small? What are some of the biggest L's that you still hold to this day, no matter how long it's been? And what are you doing to improve your overall game plan? And what are you doing to help you understand why you're losing, why you were losing, or why you're still losing? Let me know in the comments below, guys. I definitely would love to read that. And remember, guys, do not forget to subscribe. It does help out the channel. We still have that giveaway of 500 subscribers. We're going to be doing a giveaway, so make sure that you mash subscribe. And all my social media, leave it in the description below. But again, guys, my name is Wenster. This is The Average Fighter, and I will check you guys out later. Thank you for tuning in.